What if I told you that one of the biggest mistakes beginners make in video editing and audio production happens before they even create their first project? And it's a mistake almost everyone, including YouTubers, bloggers, and even professionals, keep telling them to make. A beginner decides they want to learn video editing. They Google best video editing software. The internet answers DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro, After Effects. The same things happens with audio production. They search best music production software and immediately they are told install Ableton Live, FL Studio, Logic Pro, Pro Tools or Reaper. But here's the problem. Most beginners don't need these tools, and in many cases starting with them actually slows down their learning. So today I am going to explain why beginners should stop obsessing over software, what they should focus on instead, and why the best editor or producer is usually not the one with the most expensive software. By the end of this video, your entire perspective on learning creative skills might change. Before we start, let me know in the comments section, what software did you start with? Was it CapCut, Audacity, Premiere Pro, FL Studio, or something else? Like for me, I remember back I started with Audacity and InShots before I became professional. And right now I do work with the international community, so I have to use something specifically because I am being called to do almost one specific thing. Like I can get invitation to do color grading or to just cut the videos. So I'm genuinely curious because everyone's journey is different. And if you are a beginner watching this video, keep watching until the end because I am going to show you exactly when you should upgrade to professional softwares and when you absolutely should not. Let's start with the biggest myth. The myth is this: professional softwares creates professional results. It sounds logical. Professionals use DaVinci Resolve, professionals use Premiere Pro, professionals use Ableton Live, therefore beginners should use them too, right? Not exactly. Let's think about this differently. Imagine someone wants to learn how to cook. Would you immediately put them in a 5-star restaurant kitchen? Of course not. You'd first teach them how to use a knife, how to cook simple meals, how ingredients work together. The same principle applies to editing and audio production. The goal is not mastering the software. The goal is mastering the skill. Yet many beginners spend months learning software without actually learning editing. And that's where the problem begins. Nobody cares about the software that you used. Here is something that took me years to fully understand. The audience doesn't care. Seriously. Think about the last amazing YouTube video you watched. Did you stop and wonder, wow, I wonder if this was edited in DaVinci Resolve or CapCut? Probably not. Think about your favorite song. Did you ask yourself, I bet this snare drum was mixed in Ableton? No. Because nobody experiences the software. They experience the final product. They experience the story, the pacing, the emotions, the entertainment, the information, the quality. The software disappears. The result remains. That's why software should never be the main focus, guys. Now let's get practical. What does a beginner editor really need? Usually just a few things: cut, trim, split, move clips around, add music, add text, export. That's it. Most beginners aren't creating Hollywood films. They are making YouTube videos, TikToks, Instagram Reels, school projects, business content, simple client work. And honestly, many beginner projects can be completed perfectly with the simpler software. The same goes for audio production. Most beginners just need recording, noise removal or cancellation, volume adjustments, basic mixing, exporting or rendering, and that's all. Yet they are downloading softwares capable of handling entire professional studios. It's like buying a Formula 1 car to learn how to drive. Really. And here is something people rarely talk about. Complex software has a hidden cost. First is the time. A lot of time. Imagine just opening DaVinci Resolve for the first time. What do you see? Edit page, color page, fusion, fairlight, deliver, hundreds of buttons. thousands of settings, multiple panels, keyboard shortcuts, advanced workflows. For any experienced editor, it's amazing, but for a beginner, overwhelming. Now, instead of learning storytelling, you are learning where the buttons are located. Instead of learning pacing, you are learning menu structures. Instead of creating content, you are watching tutorials. And that can become a trap, a very dangerous trap, because it feels productive, but you are not actually producing anything. And this is where many creators really get stuck. They spend weeks watching tutorials, months watching tutorials, sometimes years watching tutorials, learning every feature, learning every shortcut, learning every hidden setting, but they rarely create, which is the most important. Let me ask you something. Who learns faster in these scenarios? A person A watches 800 editing tutorials. Person B edits 100 videos. The answer is obvious. Creation beats consumption every single time. The fastest path to improvement isn't more tutorials, isn't more projects. It's messy projects, imperfect projects, completed projects, because every project teaches something new. This may sound strange, but limitations can be a superpower. When software gives you fewer options, you focus more on creativity, more on storytelling, more on timing, and more on problem solving. Instead of saying, what effect should I use? You start asking, how do I make this message clearer? That's where the real skill develops, because the audience remembers good storytelling, not all these fancy transitions. But now please guys, don't misunderstand me or get me out of context. Professional softwares are incredible. In fact, I personally use professional software like DaVinci Resolve and After Effects and Premiere Pro, mostly for collaborations and all those. So you should eventually learn professional software, but only when it solves a problem, not because somebody on the internet told you to do so. Upgrade when you say, I need better color grading, I need advanced audio tools, I need motion graphics, I need visual effects, I need collaboration features. That's when upgrading makes sense, because now the software serves your needs instead of you serving the software. That's a huge difference. If I took away your software today, could you still tell a good story? Could you still arrange clips effectively? Could you still identify bad audio? Could you still build tension? Could you still keep audience engaged? Because those are the skills that matters. Software changes every year. Skills remain valuable. The editor who understands storytelling can learn any editing software. The producer who understands sound can learn any DAW. Technology changes. Fundamentals don't and will never change. And that is even the same case with us when I'm in coding. The technology changes. There's introduction of new editors, like you can use now Cursor, you can use, back then we only used to use Vim and VS Code. So let us recap. Beginners do not need the biggest software. Beginners need the biggest focus on fundamentals. So learn storytelling, learn timing, learn composition, audio quality, pacing, audience retention, communication, and most importantly, create often, create badly, create consistently. Because every finished project teaches more than another tutorial ever will. The software is just a tool. The skill is the real asset. And once you understand that, your learning becomes faster, simpler, and far more enjoyable. If this video changed the way you think about editing or audio production, hit the like button, because it helps more creators discover this message. And I want to hear from you. So what's one software everyone told you to learn, but you later realized was not necessary at the beginning? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. And if you are trying to become a better creator, editor, producer, or freelancer, subscribe, because you've got a lot more practical content coming your way. Thanks for watching, and remember, your creativity matters more than your software. See you in the next video.